hey, maybe you should do this, you know? So I think that's like a really distinct memory I have of being like, okay, I'm going to be a singer.
Oh my gosh, not only is she incredibly talented, but she is stunningly beautiful. So at this time, let's bring to the stream the one and only Megan Linsey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited to do this with you guys. So fun.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I've been looking forward to this for so long. So I'm glad it's finally happening. So welcome to Talkulture.
Thank you.
And I wanted to start by saying, one of the things I love most about you is you have impeccable style, if I might say, and you've had every hair color of the rainbow, but has there been a color that you have yet to try?
Oh man, I haven't really done like the blues and greens.
Mhm.
I've kind of stuck to it. Like I've done red, I've done orange, I've had my hair yellow, pink. Yeah, I just have stayed away from like blue and green.
Yeah, same, because I hear that's kind of like the hairdresser's nightmare, getting those colors out because they're in there.
Yeah.
So,
When I was young, I dyed my hair blue and it was awful. But I literally changed it like the next day and I ruined my hair. But
yeah, but blue hair is the commitment. Blue hair is the commitment. I get it. But yeah, I love all of your style. I wanted to mention recently you were on the pink carpet and you were in a gorgeous pink outfit. I wanted to know about your experience on the pink carpet doing interviews with people like Dennis Quaid and Queer Eye guys. What was that like?
it was crazy. I was like really nervous to do it because I'd never really interviewed people. Like not actually, no, I've never interviewed anyone. So that was my first time. But before I went out there, I was like, I just wasn't sure about it. But once I got out there, I felt like I was more comfortable doing it than I would have thought. I was actually more comfortable interviewing other people than I am being interviewed. I think if that's normal.
Fair, sure.
Yeah, I like talking about other people. It was fun.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about you, but I totally understand. So, how did that opportunity come to be? And do you think that's something that you want to continue on with your journey? Be an interviewer and do more interviews?
For sure. Yeah, I definitely think it's something I'm into. I actually was doing a thing with Women's Day magazine and they were like, "Hey, is anything coming up that, you want to do with us?" And I was like, "Well, CMT awards are in like 2 weeks." So I was like, maybe I could do like a guest correspondent thing for you guys on the carpet, and we just like made it happen. It happened really quick, but it was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so incredibly cool. I kind of wanted to throw it back a little bit, and I hope I'm going to pronounce this right because I've been trying. So here we go. Okay, what was the music scene like growing up in Ponchatoula, Louisiana? Did I kind of say that? Help me out.
Ponchatoula. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If you can spell it, that's the real test.
Nope, absolutely cannot.
Oh man, it was. You know what? It's so close to New Orleans, so like I spent half of my growing up in New Orleans, and then half we moved to a suburb of New Orleans, which is Ponchatoula. So there was a lot of really great music. I feel like a lot of my sound I developed from growing up there and playing in bands there, and like just being immersed in that culture because that was like, that was the scene. I didn't know how unique it was at the time because I was a kid and I was just like, this is my normal. But like, as I get older and like, have figured out my sound, I'm like, I really appreciate the fact that I grew up there and was exposed to all of that at such a young age,
Yeah, I feel like your sound and your voice transcends genre, like you're just like a little bit of everything. And oh my gosh, like, getting ready for this, I was going back and listening to like all of your music, and I'm like it's interesting because you're saying different things that you were pulling from, and I hear all of it, and it's just like this gorgeous blend. What did you specifically grow up listening to? I know, of course, Aretha. I hear that. Whitney. I mean, it's all there.
Yeah, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Because like growing up in Louisiana, you're exposed to like Dr. John and the Meters and the Neville Brothers and like that whole vibe. And then so I just thought like that was just normal music that played all the time, and I thought that was just popular music, but apparently it was very specific to Louisiana. And then my mom was really into like soft rock, and my dad was more into like, 70s rock and roll. And then I, obviously being a kid, I was super into pop music and country music. My mom, grew up in Kentucky. So I grew up listening to Tanya Tucker and singing her songs. She was a huge influence of mine, and Dolly Parton and Waylon Jennings and all these things. So it's such like a blend of sounds, but I grew up with all of it,
So, was anyone else in your family musical? Obviously, they had very good musical taste, but did anyone else in your family play any music, or were they singers as well?
Yeah, I mean, my mom and her sister sang. I remember her telling me, they used to sing on like the radio, like in their little town in Kentucky. And I know my grandmother sang. All my mom's side of the family, it's a bunch of like bluegrass players and stuff. And then I know there's on my dad's side, there's music there too, like my great grandmother and stuff. So yeah, I think it's on both sides.
So why don't you introduce your dog? Let's bring the dog to the stream.
I mean, we might as well. This is Charlie. There's actually 3 dogs, but now the other 2 are going nuts. Oh my gosh. But Charlie's small enough to put on my lap, so here he is.
We have 2 sugar gliders and a hedgehog. That's what we're working with. So
I love it.
But
I have a possum that lives outside too that I feed, but
we know that you're a dog lover. We know you love cats as well. So do you have any cats?
I have 2 cats that live out. They won't come in. Like I try to get them to come in, but they're not having it. So they live outside. They have a heated house. I feed them. They're good.
Sounds like cats.
It's cats. No, yeah, they do what they want.
So, okay, I wanted to ask if you recalled the first memory of when you knew that you wanted to be a musician. Was there like a particular artist or a song that you heard, or was it something that was just always in your blood?
I mean, I think I always wanted to be a singer. Like that was always like something I knew I was like, I was like, I would listen to myself sing and I'm like, I think I'm pretty good at this. And then like, as I did it more, I was like, okay, other people are telling me I'm good at this. So maybe that's something I should pursue. But I think when I was a kid, like we were decorating the tree one year and Dolly Parton Hard Candy Christmas came on and I was singing it like at the top of my lungs, and my mom like turned the radio down. She was like listening and she's like, Megan, you sound really good, and so that was kind of like the first time when somebody else had told me like, hey, maybe you should do this, so I think that's like a really distinct memory I have of being like, okay, I'm gonna be a singer.
Yeah, and gosh, shout out to Dolly Parton, because I feel like she could help like facilitate world peace. You know what I mean? Everyone
Absolutely.
loves Dolly.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's what we need is more Dolly in our life. Okay, so let's say you and I were out and we go to a karaoke bar. Mm-hmm. What would be your go-to karaoke song?
Oh my gosh. So I used to be a karaoke host. So so I did karaoke a lot. I can tell you what I wouldn't do.
Let's hear it.
Definitely, like the ones that were just the most overdone downtown Nashville were like Family Tradition by Hank Williams. That was a big one that everybody overdid. Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood. Everybody overdid that one. What's the other one? Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody. Don't ever do that. It's 9 minutes long. Yeah.
I have to say, like, because I go to a lot of karaoke and I feel like that's the one thing that I'm so shocked at when someone comes out doing like American Pie and they're singing for 10 minutes, or there's like a Green Day song that's 10 minutes long. I'm like, you could be great, but like, let's share the stage a little,
Yeah, exactly. So those would be my don'ts.
Okay.
Do's, probably like anything soulful. Like I love Put Your Records On, Corinne Bailey Rae. I used to do that one a lot. Anything Adele, probably. And then like if I'm just having fun, like maybe Spice Girls.
So who's your go-to Spice Girl?
I mean, I feel like I always wanted to be Baby Spice when I was a kid. But I mean, I'd be any of them,
Yeah, I think you're a baby. I think you're a baby. I was always a ginger, but
Ginger.
now
I love Ginger.
Yeah, now as I'm older, I'm like, I think I'm Scary Spice. It's just, yeah, the Spice Girls are amazing. I think we need more reunions. But okay, exactly. So going on the road, aside from like the usual, what is something that you always like to have with you? Agreed.
Yes, Maisel. Yes. My dogs. I love to bring my dogs everywhere with me. I'm trying to think of anything else that's like. I mean, I bring my husband with me a lot of places. My dogs, my husband, shoes, lots of shoes. I have to have choices. I'm very much.
Yeah.
I like to pack a lot, so I have a lot of choices for depending on the day. You don't know what you're going to get into, so.
Choices are important. I agree. And how are your dogs on the road?
They Maisel's never actually been on the road. She's the
Okay.
newest addition, and she's pretty crazy. So I don't know. Charlie is an old road dog. He's like 11, and I got him when I was on the Reba tour in 2011. So he's used to it. He used to fly with me and everything, and he was on the bus and did the whole thing. So he's pretty ready to go all the time.
I'm always so impressed when I see dogs being so well behaved on planes, because I could barely be on a flight. So like props to dogs.
Good job, Charlie.
Way to go. Because a couple people in the comments are mentioning it, they're saying you would slay Janis Joplin. I definitely hear that in your voice as well. So
yeah.
Bobby McGee, great song, of course.
Oh yeah, I used to sing that all the time. That was like back in the day when I had like my cover band. That was like the number one request was probably Bobby McGee.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. And I wanted to know, what made you ultimately decide to sing Love Hurts for your voice audition?
Well, you kind of just get a list, of songs. And so they're like, here, pick like 20 songs that off of this list that you like. And then they pick the one that you actually do. So Love Hurts was on my list. It wasn't number one on my list, but I love that. I just love that song. So I was like, well, I'll just try to make it my own and like, do my thing on it. So.
And something that I actually learned was the song was originally from the Everly Brothers. I don't think I've ever heard that rendition.
I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, when I was like going back and rewatching your audition, it said initially by the Everly Brothers. I'll have to double, triple fact check that.
I know. I mean, yeah, I know there's been like a million renditions of it. It's probably true.
Sure, maybe we'll go with that.
We'll go with it.
Yes, it's totally. Now, was there a song that you wanted to perform that you weren't able to? Because once again, like you mentioned, not every song is given the ability, to get the go ahead. So was there any songs that you wanted to sing you didn't get to?
My save song. So if I had ended up in the bottom any week, I would have had to sing a save, you have to sing for your life kind of thing. So my save song was Rolling in the Deep, which at that time was a new song.
Yeah.
So I would sing that every week in rehearsal because, in case you end up in the bottom, you have to be prepared to sing. So I never had to sing it live on TV, but yeah, I would have liked to have done that one probably.
Awesome. I mean, great song. Still holds up.
Holds up. I would still do it karaoke for sure.
Yeah, all of Adele's songs are just, oh my gosh, incredible. So let's talk about, I know recently you released a single, and I know that there was an event that you held at Gibson Garage in Nashville. So can you tell us a little bit about the event and your newest single, of course?
Yeah, it was awesome. So the single I wrote with my husband Tyler, my best friend Julie, and we've written a ton of songs together. So we just literally one day in about an hour and a half wrote it out in our studio. And
impressive.
Yeah, we're like, this is it. This is the single. So but we put together this release party at Gibson, and it was amazing. Like they allowed us to use a space and sponsored it, and it's crazy. Like doing things like that, it's so much work and so much goes into it. You have to have such a team, and I had such a team of people around me all day that were just like my friends helping me. So I felt like I literally cried at the end of the night because I was like, I can't believe how many people like were a part of this and were involved and like made it so over the top and awesome. So I'm just really like, I'm lucky. I have a really good support system and good people. So
yeah. Okay, so you mentioned that you were able to pen this song in just an hour and a half, which like, okay, how? Do you have a process when it comes to songwriting? Is it, I hear different things where someone's like, oh, I write the music first, or I hear the melody in my head, or I went to sleep and I woke up and I wrote a hit. Like, what's your process?
It depends. You know, it really depends on like who, you know, if you're writing with other people, if you're writing by yourself, if, you know, a lot of the time for me, it'll be like really late at night and I'll be like, that's when I'm just most creative and I'll just start singing a melody and I put it in my phone or I'll think of an idea and I'll start writing a whole, you know, bunch of words down and then like, and then I'll go in the studio like the next day and create something with it. So that's, it's either, it's one or the other for me, but it's not, it's always different.
Awesome. Well, I love the song and I especially love the music video. I think the visuals are so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you're probably super hands-on when it comes to the visuals of your videos.
I am. Yeah, I'm probably too hands-on. I think I drive everyone nuts around me, but I just like I just like have ideas and things I want to do and I just like I don't know, I can't help myself. But I'm also like same crew that helped with the party, helped with the music video and it's like it's just all of my friends and me getting together and being creative and I just want it to be that whole day shooting that video was so much fun. Like, and I feel like that's how it should be because I think that comes across when people are watching it later. They're like, oh, they look like they're having fun. So that was mainly the goal was to just have fun and shoot something, you know, that we kind of made it all come to life, you know.
Absolutely. And okay, so I also wanted to ask about, working with your husband, and you
Mhm,
recently did a music workshop with
mhm.
students at the Roots of Music. Can you tell us a little bit about this organization? I got a little bit about it, but I wanted to know if you could give us some more information.
Yeah, they're amazing. So I'm from New Orleans and you know, a lot of my sound obviously comes from there and then getting back into you know, making this record, it was really important for me to kind of get back into that sound and bring those elements into this project. And so I feel like a big part of that is like connecting with the community and like Roots in Music is such a cool organization. They these kids are incredible. Like I feel like I learned more going there and working with them than like they probably learned. But we had so much fun with them. We wrote a song, we recorded it, and these kids are just they're amazing. Like the one with that was playing the trombone, I was like talking to him and he's like, yeah, I have a gig tonight at 10:30 and they're like 16, you know, they're kids. I'm like 10:30, where are you playing? He's like Tipitina's and I was like, that's cool. And Tyler was like, who you play with? He's like trombone shorty. We're like, what? And apparently he's like just in his band, you know, and he's 16. So I feel like these kids are like they're the future, you know, like they're gonna go big places. It's amazing.
And I feel like there's not enough trombone players in this world. So shout out
No,
to this guy. Like, that's
he's so
amazing.
good. He's so good. And they're all so good. They're all so talented and they're just so like excited. And I feel like this program is so good for them because they get to be in the studio, working in the studio. I mean, these are things like I didn't get to do as a kid. Like I did some of it, but like what they're getting to do every, you know, a few days a week, they get to go in and like record and they're learning like the technology. So it's really an amazing organization. They pick them up from school, they drive them there, they feed them. I mean, they like really you know, take the time and take care of these kids. So it's really, really cool.
That's amazing. I mean, music is so important. So once again, it's called The Roots of Music.
Hmm.
And that's so great that you and your husband are working with them. That's so wonderful.
It was so fun. We're already like talking about when we can go back and like getting on a Zoom with them to finish our song, you know, and stuff like that. So we're excited.
That's great. Um, and I hope this is okay to ask because recently the music scene had a huge loss. Uh,
Hmm.
I wanted to know because I did see, your beautiful tribute that you posted. But if you could share a Naomi Judd story with us, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was close to Naomi. She was like a mentor to me and a really good friend. And we met in 2009 when I was doing Can You Duet and she was a judge on the show. And we just immediately bonded, like we hit it off immediately. She's such like a soulful, like spiritual person. And I feel like there's some people you just meet and you feel like you've known them forever. And I would have thought I would have been like super intimidated by her. And instead it was like, I felt like we were more like kindred spirits. but she really, I mean, she took me under her wing. When I told her I was auditioning for The Voice, she's like, come over, go through my closet. I mean, she was giving me dresses. I think she gave me some of her wigs. I mean, she was just like such a support system for me, and set me up with like vocal lessons with her vocal coach, therapy with her therapist. She was like, I think, you need to be ready in all aspects for this journey you're about to go on. And so she was just over the top kind to me, just an amazing human. She told me a lot of stories in her closet, just, but yeah, it's just, obviously it's just super sad and hard, but yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, you posted such a beautiful, touching tribute. But yeah, I mean, her music lives on, and it will live on forever.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think she was such a star, and she was so showbiz, like she never wanted to go out without like, her whole thing going on. And she taught me so much about that. And just like, cause I tend to kind of be like, I don't know. I probably don't like put myself out there as much as I should. I'm not as like, if somebody else wants to shine, I kind of just back away, and she's like, no, you need to, walk in a room and own it. And you need to, wear that and don't be afraid, don't shy away. And so she taught me a lot about that, and a lot about just being over the top, and that's okay. It's okay to be over the top because you're a star, and so that was a lot. I feel like that's the thing I learned most from her. And she's just a beautiful person. And yeah.
Well, what an incredible human to have as a mentor. I mean,
absolutely.
Wow. Okay. It's hard to pivot from that, but
I know.
I will attempt. So is there an artist or a band that you haven't collaborated with, but you would like to do so?
Oh man. I would love to do something with Ryan Tedder, from Public. I don't know. I just think he's amazing, and it would be really cool. There's been some synergy at times with different people I've worked with that also work with him, and I'm like always trying to make that happen. So we'll see, maybe one day.
One of the greatest songwriters of our generation. So
absolutely.
I would love to see a collaboration with you guys. That'd be amazing.
Me too.
Okay, I'm for it. Putting it out there in the universe. Yeah, manifest. Okay, and so before we get to our game, I guess my final question to you would be, music obviously can severely affect our mood. If we're having a certain type of day, you can pop on a record and it can dramatically change how you're feeling. What's a song for you that you can put on that will instantly change your day around?
Oh man, that's like really hard.
I know, it's tough. I know.
It's hard because it's like kind of like just depends on like what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like what kind of a mood am I in? I mean anything like I mean lately it's been like Doja Cat and like Cardi B and like stuff like that. Like I don't know. I love just getting in the car and turning it up and like riding around with my friend Jeremy. Like that always puts me in a good mood. But then if I've also like have this other side where I'm just like, I want to put on like singer-songwriter stuff and just chill out, like I love Lori McKenna. I think she's one of the best singer-songwriters of our time. So I love listening to her stuff. There's just so many things. I don't know.
That's fine. That's the perfect answer.
Yeah, it just depends. There's like so many different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, okay. Megan, we have a game. So this is a game of Would You Rather. There is no wrong answers. Whatever you pick is correct. And if you want to tell us why you picked it, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Okay. So we're going to bring up, let's see. So here we go. Here's the very first one. Would you rather perform with the first musician that you ever saw live, or perform with the first musician whose album you bought?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I've already performed with the first musician whose album I bought. Because I literally the first cassette tape I ever bought was Reba, and I toured her, so I got to sing with her every night, which was insane.
Oh my God.
And the first musician I ever saw live was Backstreet Boys. So I'll go with Backstreet Boys. I've met them. We've yet to perform together.
Okay, I love that too.
Go with
Ryan,
Backstreet.
you can come hang out also. Oh my God. Yeah, Backstreet's back. All right. Okay.
Right.
Here's the next one. Would you rather have to sing every time you talk or dance every time that there's silence?
Sing every time I talk, for sure. Because I always I mean, I almost do that anyways. So
Yeah,
I
fair.
sing a lot. Yeah.
Easy.
Easy.
Okay. Here's the next one. Now, this one's a little complicated, so I apologize. This one's a little tricky. So, would you rather? So, you always perform wearing a leather jacket, but with Crocs, comfortability, or perform wearing a fringe jacket, but with a comically large hat?
I'm gonna go fringe jacket with a comically large hat.
Okay.
I can't do Crocs. I just
No.
can't. No. Tyler has a pair. I almost hid them the other day.
Oh, one per couple. So there you go. Yeah. And my husband who put this together probably doesn't know. I literally bought that fringe jacket on the right today. So
it's so cute.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre that he has that one up there, but I currently
he knows you.
That's weird, but okay, sure. Okay, here's the next one. Oh, I love this one. Okay, would you rather team up with Tan France on The Amazing Race or team up with Blake Shelton on Nailed It?
Oh my God. That's really hard. Cause Blake would be so much he's awesome and I know him, so that he would be really fun. And then, but then again, I don't know Tan. I've only met him the one time. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. Cause I'm I'd probably go with Tan on The Amazing Race.
Good choice. I mean, I feel like both would be really fun.
You can't lose either one, honestly.
Right. Both. You could do both. Okay.
I'll do both.
Perfect. Okay, here's the next one. I don't know if this is a thing, but we're gonna find out. Would you rather do yoga with dogs or yoga with cats?
Definitely yoga with dogs.
Mhm.
Cats are you couldn't even get a cat to do yoga. They just do what they want.
Right. See, and I feel like at some point in my life, I have to do yoga with goats. I know that's a big 100%. Thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. I've never done it, but I want to.
Me too. I just feel like, how could you not just smile and have the best day ever? Just
it would be the best time.
I love baby goats so much. Okay, here's the next one. Oh gosh. Okay, this one's hard too. Would you rather do red carpet interviews after being awake for 24 hours or do red carpet interviews after eating a ghost pepper?
Oh, definitely after being awake for 24 hours. I feel like I've probably actually done something similar to that at some point in my life. I've done a lot of things tired, but I can't do the ghost pepper.
No, that's too much spice?
That's pushing it. I'm from Louisiana and I like spice, but ghost peppers are too much for me.
Fair. I think that's the right answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got here's the next one. Okay, let's see. Would you rather okay. Go back in time and collaborate with Johnny Cash or go back in time and collaborate with Aretha Franklin?
Man, that's hard. I feel like I'd want to do both, but I'm leaning towards Aretha, I think, just because I don't know, she's one of my idols, but I love Johnny Cash, obviously.
Yeah, this is so
so opposite too.
Yeah,
it's so
amazing. Well, let's see. I think that was the last one. So really quick, only because we did bring up Tan France, I wanted to ask about your incredible opportunity getting to do the song for Queer Eye.
Oh yeah.
And so how did that come to be? Because I'm obsessed with the show and I just want to know the process.
Same. It's funny when they first were bringing the show back, my friend Jen Lane is actually an EP on the show. She's an executive producer. And we literally were at her house in LA and she was telling us about doing a reboot of Queer Eye. And she's like, I'm going to bring it back. She was kind of giving us a little more detail about it. And then when they were getting ready to go to Netflix, she's like, do you guys want to take a stab at the theme song? We're like, sure. So we sent her the theme song. They passed on it. They ended up putting a piece of it on a bumper of an episode, one time. And then they came back to us like last year, whenever this year, I guess this past season came out, I think in January, but and they were like, we're going to Texas, like your version makes a lot of sense and we want to use it. So it was really exciting. It's funny how you can do something like 4 years ago and then all of a sudden it's like it's relevant again. That seems to happen a lot to me. But I'm not complaining about it, because it's like you work so hard and you do so many things, and then like when things come back around, it's super exciting. So
absolutely. It was the right time.
And timing is everything, for sure.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yes, I completely agree, and I just think it's so wonderful that you got to interview them as well, and that it's full circle. You know,
it was cool. Yeah, I was like standing there and I saw them coming down the carpet, and they weren't doing many interviews. And I pulled my friend Jeremy over and I was like, you got to go grab him. I'm like, just tell him I sang the theme song. And he like, shoot him over there. And he came back with them. I was like, yes, that's so cool. So I got to talk to them, which was great.
That's so incredible. And Megan, I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see what's to come and all the music that you're going to put out into this world. What can you tell us? Okay, so once again, let's bring up your newest single, and we wanted to know, is there an album in the works? I'm seeing people talking about an album coming out later this year.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Most of it's done. I'm thinking probably another single and then probably album. Trying to figure all of that out now, but yeah, really soon. So
very cool. Well, I know I look forward to it. Everyone watching is looking forward to it. They're super excited. Before I let you go, any final thoughts you want to leave us with here today?
Oh man. Make sure you put your dog in the other room if you're going to do an interview. No, I'm just kidding.
We love the dogs. Bring on the dogs.
You guys are awesome. I just appreciate the opportunity to hang out and talk to you. And I was literally on your Instagram last night because you had commented on my post, and
I did.
I was stalking you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you are like an incredible singer too. So
thank you so much for saying that. We'll have to do that one of these days.
One of these days, I'll have to come to Miami.
Oh, come on down, please. Please. We need more of your kind of music down here. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with what we got, but
yeah,
Megan Linsey,
a different flavor.
Exactly. We need you in the 305. Before I do let you go, we're going to go over upcoming guests that we have coming up for the rest of May and going into June. So on Thursday, we have John Kassir. He is the voice of the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. Next week, we have Constantine Maroulis from American Idol. We also have Drama King Matt. He's a wrestler. We have Jared Reddick from Bowling for Soup. Steve Gonzalez. He is from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Nation. Nicholas Wheeler from All American Rejects. I believe he's also a Nashville guy. We have Andy McPhee from Sons of Anarchy, and also John Elefante, who is, I'm so excited, another musician. And Megan, thank you so much. I know you mentioned you had something going on tonight, so have the best time.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm in such good company. I'm like, dang, thanks for having me on.
No, of course. And anytime you want to come back, please do. Hopefully we won't have another that's literally never happened in the like over 150 episodes or something. I don't know. I apologize.
I was just sitting here like, I'm like, can you guys hear me? I'm
so sorry. Well, we're gonna edit that out.
It's not your fault. I feel like I'm like, do I look like an idiot? Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No. We're gonna call our cable provider and we're gonna give them it. But thank you so much, Megan. And
thank you so much.
Of course, and everyone watching, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Be safe, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.